Hey guys, my name's Crystal Kenny, and I'm in love with creating. All things artistic and imagination involved. I'm an American girl who chased her creative dreams all the way to Paris, France, making a living using photography. This podcast takes you inside the stories of all the artsy folks I've met along the way and gives you that extra push to discover your creative gifts. The desire to create is deeply inside each and every one of us, and I give you the tools and inspiration to find a new way of living a more creative life. This is La Vie Creative, the podcast.
Today on the show, I interview Leslie McAllister. Leslie's originally from Pennsylvania, but has been living part-time in Paris since 2014. We talk about her new project, Lost Art, today, where she takes pieces of what some may consider garbage in the streets of Paris and paints beautiful scenes on them. She then puts them back in the street, and people can take them, send her notes, contact her. It's a fascinating project, and I can't wait to share with you guys. So welcome to the show, Leslie. How are you today?
Oh, thank you so much. I'm great. It's great to be here.
I'm excited to chat to a fellow East Coaster today. You're from Pennsylvania originally, correct?
Yeah, Pennsylvania,
and so
East Coast.
I just asked all my guests, what brought you to Paris? I mean, how long have you been living in Paris now?
Gosh, well, I originally came to Paris, I think it was about 2004. And I guess I came through kind of a cliche. I met someone who inspired me to come to Paris.
Yeah.
Which wasn't too hard to do because who doesn't want to come to Paris?
Exactly. Fall in love in Paris.
Right, exactly. So, so I guess since 2004, I've been coming here on and off, and then just recently I've been here more full time.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of got stuck stateside during the pandemic, and just now I'm back for good for now.
Yeah, so can't get rid of me now. I'm here.
Right, exactly.
And so talk a little bit about the type of art you do. So you're a multidisciplinary artist. That's a mouthful. And right. So you combine audio, video, painting. Talk a little bit more about that.
Well, originally, I grew up surrounded by art. Both my parents were artists when I was growing up. And so I've always loved painting. Painting was just something I wanted to do. Just as soon as I could walk, I wanted to paint.
Wow.
And so, I've been trying to do painting. Okay.
Yeah, no.
I've been painting most of my life. I did a little bit of I got into photography for a little while, and film, which I've now tried to incorporate into my art recently, and then just more recently too, getting into sound and really being inspired by doing field recordings, and then combining them with layers of my voice to create kind of immersive experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty, I like it. You sent me some videos before. We'll share them in the show links if you guys want to check it out. But I really like what you're doing. It combines so many different forms of creativity. And what inspired you to start adding sound, to play with sound? Where does that come from for you?
Well, I started noticing how hearing certain sounds really put me in a place.
Mm-hmm.
So, and just hearing small kind of subconscious sounds, almost sounds that I couldn't really, you kind of don't even really pay attention to.
Yeah.
Hearing them and recording them and being brought back to different places that I originally heard those sounds. One of my first projects where I started incorporating sound was I did a residency in Cairo where I was interviewing runners, Egyptian women runners, and I was interviewing them while we were running.
Oh.
And I
how'd that work? Were you all out of breath, doing
yeah. It's true, we were huffing and puffing and just kind of recording that atmosphere of the experience of the running, and then creating a soundscape out of it to show in the exhibition, which I showed in Cairo, and then I got to show that here in Paris too.
So cool. How did those ladies feel about you, like, recording them while they're running, or like, oh, this lady's crazy, or were they like totally into it?
They were really into it. They were really excited to share their stories, and they loved running. So they really loved being able to talk about it and talk while we were running. It was a really great experience.
And so what kind of questions would you ask them?
Well, I asked them a lot of just what their experience, how their experience of being a woman in Cairo running, how that felt, and just the difficulties that they experienced in trying to run, if they liked running outside, mm-hmm. like how often or how they could do that. And
did they have to be fully covered when they were running as well?
They didn't. Actually interviewed women that were covered and women that were uncovered, and they emphasized that it was a choice for them. They chose to cover, not because they felt like they had to, because they wanted to, and they felt free to choose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fascinating. So then from that project on, you're like, okay, I need to record more sound. I need to work this into my art somehow.
Yeah. So when I came back to Paris, I started doing more field recordings, and then also adding my own voice, layers of my own voice, of my own thought process, and what my own experience is when I'm thinking about different things.
And so do you ever record just like the sounds of Paris, like the giant, I feel like there's trash trucks going on 24/7 in Paris.
It's true. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I love the sound of the trash trucks. They have that really interesting, like, percussive when the bins are being dumped. Boom. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the only one I think. That's like my alarm in the morning. I'm like, it's time to get up.
Right. Or the glass, when they do the glass.
Yeah, the glass is so loud. All those wine bottles. Sound. Oh my gosh, that could be a whole like setup right there. Just the wine bottles crashing as they put them in the bin.
Yeah.
So funny.
I feel like that has a very beautiful Parisian sound to it.
And talk about this project, Lost Art. I find this fascinating.
Oh, Lost Art was very much inspired by Paris. I spent time walking back and forth to a friend's studio, and as I would go on these walks every day, I would walk past all these interesting objects that people would throw out. And I'd always take them home and I'd collect them, and I kept them. And one day I was like, what am I doing with these? I need to find a way to to recycle them and kind of give them a second life. So I started taking them out to different locations in Paris and painting the scene of where I was sitting onto the trash.
So wild.
And then leaving it there in that spot with the information on the back. I would document them and take pictures of them. And I have a blog where I would post where I would leave them.
So did you ever get like to see people's reactions to it?
Well, yeah, since I would post them and I'd leave the information for the web address on the back of the art. Uh-huh. So if somebody found it, they could look up the blog and write to me if they found it. And several people too. I have like a 50%
response rate,
or maybe it's not so high, but it's pretty high response rate of people who've written back saying they found one. And,
well, what do they say? Do they say they like it, or they're saying like, "Why are you leaving trash out?" Or like...
Well, it's funny. I think most of the responses have been good. I had one response where a guy wrote to me. He said he found the thing I left. I think it was a painting on a guitar that I left in Père Lachaise. Uh-huh. And he said he found it and he wanted to return it to me. Oh. And I said, no, well, if you like it, you can keep it. Cause so cool. And he was really excited and he was really touched. And so I'm like, just send me a photo. Like, send me a photo of it in its new home.
That's so fun. So you place, so basically, I mean, you guys can check it out on her website, but she paints these beautiful paintings on this trash, and then she places it where she found it. And I was wondering, like, do you take it back? But no, you just leave it. Anyone can take it.
Yeah, and it's for anyone to take, and hopefully somebody takes it. My inspiration is that it'll continue to have a life. I'm sure some of them have become trash again, so which makes me really sad. But
so you're trying to upcycle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Very cool. And so how do you decide what to paint on this trash? Like, what do you decide to put on it?
Well, I started by just making it a site specific work. So I go to different neighborhoods in Paris, and a lot of times I would go to different neighborhoods in Paris and try to find trash nearby in a specific spot, and then do a painting of that spot near where I found the trash on the piece of trash.
Yeah.
Just to kind of give it that sense of location, and to make it clear that something has happened there that's maybe not intentional, and not just somebody's throwing away a painting or something.
Exactly.
But
People are probably kind of confused. They're like, wait a minute, this is a painting of the place I'm standing on a piece of trash. Like, what is going on?
Right. Yeah. And I liked that. I liked also using that as an opportunity to try to explore different parts of Paris.
Definitely. What's the weirdest thing you've ever painted on?
Oh, that's a good question. Gosh, I did a lot. I started on remnants, just kind of like leftover construction equipment, and then I've done some, like a guitar. I did a large screen TV. That was kind of fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, hubcaps, a record player.
Oh, nice. And do you ever want to like keep any of them? Like, do you ever keep the stuff?
I want to keep all of them. That I use it as kind of a therapy.
Yeah.
To let go, because I feel like I have a real sentimentality. I want to keep it. I love these paintings. They're like my babies, and
yeah.
But I want to give back, and I want them to kind of to let go and see if other people can appreciate them too, and if they find them and
have you ever thought to like sell them?
No, actually, I feel like the project was kind of inspired by a desire to try to kind of take that out of the equation, of to question value. Just because I was dealing with a lot too at the time of art galleries, and trying to get your work into an art gallery, and then having that art gallery sell your painting, and what all that means, and just wanting to kind of connect with an audience in a more direct way.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, just putting a painting in the street is pretty direct. If somebody saw it and it has value to them, then they'll take it. Hopefully.
I like that. So it's kind of like the graffiti artist, those like painting on walls, like the city is their gallery, but you're doing it in a less like invasive way.
Right. Yeah. Kind of like subconscious, not subconscious, but yeah. Yes. Yeah, definitely.
And so talk a little bit about like, what is that process like as an artist in Paris, like trying to work with galleries, like walk us through like the reality of that.
Well, I've tried to avoid a lot of the reality of that. I've had the fortunate luck to work with some really great galleries, but I feel like that's the community, and trying to connect with people and meet audiences, and that engagement is something that is really important to me.
Yeah.
So I try to seek that out, less than just trying to find like fancy gallery, or I don't know.
Yeah, you want to talk to your audience, you want to connect with them, and like sometimes galleries can be, you kind of feel intimidated to enter them for like the everyday person.
Right. Yeah. That's like they try to put a barrier there between the artist and the audience, where
exactly
I feel like it's important for the artist to kind of engage with the audience.
Yeah. It kind of separates people. I mean, that's what museums are about, like all these free museums and everything. Like anybody can go in there and check it out. That's something I really admire about French people too. Like back in the States, sometimes it feels like only a certain type of person goes to museums, and here it's like the family or the couple or the construction worker, like anybody can be interested in art.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely one of the things that once I came to Paris noticed and really appreciated, was the way that the Paris community loves its artists. Is really great.
Yeah, what's some of the main differences for you, like as an artist in Paris versus working in the States?
Well, that's definitely one of them, that meeting people who just working class artist is more of an appreciated métier here than in the States. I feel like you really have to struggle and fight, and I mean, I guess there are really great places in the States for art too. And I feel like that's definitely have gotten better in the last 10 years. But I definitely feel like more comfortable here. Like there's more support and there's more, just appreciation.
Yeah, it's
Maybe.
more welcoming and
Yeah.
not like, what else do you do? Like this, you can be just an artist.
Right. Yeah. No, they're not first asking you your day job.
Yeah, yeah. Like one of the first questions we ask each other as like Americans, we're like, what do you do?
Right. Yeah.
Good job. And what do you hope to do with your art?
Well, I'm hoping I've been kind of working towards doing larger pieces, doing the kind of increasing my scale and doing more immersive environments. I'm really excited about that.
And do you hope to like change people's perspective in some way or help people in some way with your work or just kind of get thoughts going and inspiration, whatever people want to do with it?
Yeah, I like the change of perspective that you mentioned. Yeah, I think I try to change people's perspective and try to get them to try see something in a different way or to feel something in a different way, to walk into an installation and maybe have it be disorienting in a way that makes you come out thinking about something differently.
Yeah, to kind of shake up your brain a little bit.
Right, yeah, exactly, yeah.
And do you have a medium that you prefer?
That's tricky because I really love working with sound and doing sound pieces and sound work, but I love painting too. It's just been one of my childhood loves. So I've been trying to combine those recently by creating immersive paintings with sound. So you kind of have a full sound painting experience.
So it's basically you're looking at a painting, but there's also sounds in the background?
Yeah. So I had an opportunity recently to do a large scale installation of a painting where you could enter the painting, and while you're in the painting, because it's kind of surrounding you on all sides and above you, and also there's sound in that same space.
Wow.
So you get kind of a it's disorienting experience.
Yeah, like you're entering the painting.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
It's really interesting. I'm curious about that. And how has your work evolved since moving to Paris? Have you changed as an artist?
Oh, wow. Yes. Yes, I'd say I've evolved a lot since moving to Paris. I mean, I guess just being exposed to so much art here and new artists and all the art that's happening in the city has been inspirational. And then just also having the shift in cultures and being exposed to a different culture has just really moved my art into maybe deeper places for me.
Yeah, I find that like a lot of the people on the show always talk about like a creative energy here, like and like a lot of collaborations. Like, have you found other artists to do like collaborations with or like been inspired by here?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I don't know. I know you've done a podcast with Alison Culler who does this stained glass. I've met her and been inspired by her stained glass and
there's like with like what you were saying, like mixing mediums, like she'll make stained glass while someone plays the guitar, like
right. Yeah, exactly. I actually have got to contribute a piece. She's going to have an album coming out, and I've contributed a sound work piece too. And that was a fun collaboration.
It's really cool when people can work together like that and like influence each other. You never know like what the outcome will be.
Right. It's so true. Yeah. I love working with other people. Sometimes it's and it's also kind of fun, I guess, because you don't always know how it's going to work or what's going to come out of it. And
I guess that changes your process a little bit too in the making.
Right. But I guess that's the best part. So
yeah, you gotta switch it up a little bit.
Right, exactly.
And how do you define creativity?
That's a great question. I don't know. I think everybody has creativity in them. I think everyone is creative. I find it hard to define, but maybe that impulse, like that initial impulse of kind of magic and wonder, where you're putting things together, creating something new, or taking things and making a new set of things with them.
Yeah, it's like creating something out of nothing.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly.
I like that. Everybody has a different definition. I don't think there is any one definition, really. I think it can be many things. And I think a lot of people think, like you say, creative is like, oh, they're talking about only artists, but like you can make something out of nothing in a lot of fields.
Right. It's true. Yeah. I think you can be creative with everything. Yeah.
And why do you think creatives are attracted to Paris specifically?
I think there's definitely, like you said, there's an energy here in Paris that kind of cultivates that and leaves a lot of space for being creative thinking or to be doing something different, and a lot of space to do that and not be judged. Kind of maybe some freedom in that here.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like we were talking about earlier, like you don't feel like judged constantly or like you have to produce constantly. You can just be, and like that's enough.
Right. Yeah.
And how do you keep your ideas evolving? Like, how do you find new inspiration? I know sometimes you can get like a little stale in your ideas.
That's true. I guess that's one good thing about Paris is there's always so much happening here that I'm always trying to go out and see new art or new spaces and see new events. There's always something new happening here.
And is there any advice you have for people who feel like they're not creative or they have no idea even where to get started? Like, what would you say to those people, like, to discover their creative talents?
I would say just don't overthink it. Just follow that, whatever, even a little tiny creative impulse, just whatever it is you want to do. If you want to write or you want to paint, or just don't stop yourself, just do it. Just get out there, don't hesitate, and just follow that impulse. I think that's really, really important.
Yeah, it's like get out of your own way.
Right, exactly, yeah.
And what's been the biggest opposing force on your creative journey? Like, what's the most difficult thing for you?
Well, I think myself has definitely been my biggest obstacle. I really relate to overthinking it, and I don't know. And growing up in a culture or society where you feel like maybe there is something that you should be doing that isn't art. I don't know. I feel like I've had to wrestle with some of those voices to do it, to kind of follow that impulse and just kind of go forward with it and not hesitate.
Yeah, there's been times in your journey where you're like, okay, I'm just going to become an accountant or whatever. Like, how have you wrestled with that? How have you decided to stay an artist?
Yeah, no, it's true. It's funny. I think actually when I was a kid, I wanted to be an archaeologist because my parents were artists, and I saw them struggling. I'm like, I'm not going to be an artist. I'm going to be an archaeologist. I'm going to be something other than an artist. And that clearly didn't happen.
It's so funny. Like, are your parents proud that you pursued their journey, or they're like, become an archaeologist?
Right. No, I think they're very proud. My dad, I just recently was lucky enough to have a father-daughter show with my dad in Pennsylvania in July, which was very sweet.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It was like a dream come true to work with my dad, because he is also a painter. So yeah, we showed paintings together, and I had some different paintings and sound installation paintings. And
cool. And what was it like growing up in like an artist family?
Well, I guess it felt very normal to me. But yeah, it was nice to having access to all of the tools and that support to do something creative with my life. They really kind of influenced me and helped me, follow those creative dreams that I have.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of parents, it's the opposite. I mean, it's coming from a place of love, but they're like, get a real job, like make sure you can make all the money. And like, you kind of had the opposite experience.
Right. Yeah. So that was really good. That was really good growing up in that household. And
yeah, they supported that.
Yeah.
And now you're working together.
Yeah.
I love that. And what's the best advice you've ever been given?
Oh, that's a great question. I would have to say, to travel. I had a dear friend of mine when I was, I don't know, 28, 19, 20, who encouraged me to travel. And I was a little bit reticent. I was like, I don't know. I don't think it's necessary. And I definitely feel like it's been a huge influence on my life to be able to travel and see different cultures and see different landscapes, and how that's changed my perspective has been really important. So I say that traveling is definitely to get out there. That was really great advice. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I couldn't agree more. Like, traveling definitely, like, it changes your perspective. It changes the way you feel about yourself and the world around you. So the more you can do it, it's become so affordable. Like, anyone can hop on a plane anymore.
Right. It's so true. Yeah.
And what are you most excited about for your future work?
Well, I guess I'm really excited to try to just keep going and scale and try to do some more larger. I'd like to do larger installations outside also.
You need to find bigger trash.
Yes, exactly. And again, try to just do some immersive. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. Sorry.
Like, somehow I'm gonna make it happen. It's just all going around in your mind. You're like, how do I I like it. And where can listeners connect with you online and check out your work?
Well, let's see. I have several different areas. Like the Lost Art series is easily found on my website under the Lost Art tab under lesliemcallister.com. And then my Plein Air, I've been doing a series of Plein Air Abstracts that I have on my Instagram account. That's at Lesteria. And then my sound personas and all my sound installation and I have some albums and different things can be found on Instagram at Lesteria Sounds.
Very cool. I want to check those out too. Hear some of these funky sounds you've been working on.
Yeah.
We'll share all that in the show notes as well. So you can check out the show notes, guys, and follow her work. Check it out. Support artists. And thank you so much for chatting with me today, Leslie.
Well, thank you, Crystal. Thank you so much for having me. It's been really great chatting with you.
Yeah. And I hope you guys will be inspired to go out there and try some installation. Take your local trash, paint something beautiful on it, leave a gift for other people. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, we could change the world. Yeah.
One trash at a time. Upside right, guys. Thanks again.
Thanks so much for tuning in to La Vie Creative. You can find more information on MissParisPhoto.com. And if you enjoyed this show, please feel free to share and spread the word for all my creative guests. We have the power to help them to keep doing what they love. See you next time.